Nice to meet you. I'm Ethan. I'm the CEO and co-founder of TextQL. We, at a very, very high level, we build AI agents to work with extremely, extremely messy data and to do data analysis. Today, I'm going to actually, this would actually be really helpful to understand like how much of the audience has used like AI to like generate SQL and like execute against their databases before. Can you raise your hand if you have used like Cloud Code like against your database or like any of those systems to basically execute SQL and then recursively? Okay, cool. That's actually really helpful. And then has anyone like hooked up like OpenClaw to like your APIs and given environment variables and admin access to your Salesforce to do whatever you want to it or anything to that effect? All right.
I did with Salesforce. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I can like talk through. I know it's like late and like people have gone through a lot of presentations. I'll go through this like very quickly, and then I kind of want to get to the demo part like as fast as I can, and then the actual like workshop part. We started this company a couple of years ago. We wanted to work with very messy data. We started talking to a lot of enterprises, and basically all of them said, "Hey, I would love the idea of like using AI to analyze my data, but our data is not ready yet because it's like very messy and something garbage in, garbage out," which I'm sure nobody here has ever heard before because everybody here's data is extremely perfect and very clean all the time. And so what we figured is like, okay, we should train these agents to be able to do the cleaning, do the metadata, like deduplication, data pipeline engineering, all that workshop like for you, and then set it up so it can go live in like, if it might run for a very long period of time, but you're trading off essentially configuration cost on day one in order to land and like start working at a very, very large scale. And so today we're able to work with companies like Scale AI, companies like Blackstone, Amazon, Dropbox, like large healthcare institutions like Lumeris, with to build out like very complex systems across hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tables across Snowflake, Databricks, Redshift, and BigQuery, usually in the same company, which actually does happen sometimes. And yeah, in other words, for anybody here who's kind of tired for the day, we make AI to make charts. Making charts is a really big problem. We've been doing this for a long time, and yeah. Our product, which you're going to see a demo of before as we go into the workshop, is essentially a system that lets you ask questions through a conversational interface and do like short answers like, "What is this number?" And I'm sure everyone's had this experience before, but as you give business people answers like, "What is this number?" They very quickly shift to, "I actually don't care about the answer to that question. I lied to you. What I really want to understand is, why is this number? Is it year over year, week over week, dimensionally, like over time, over every single possible dimension? Is it a big deal? What should I do about it? Tell me what I don't know." And as we see our deployments grow, as we scale into the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of like business users across some of our largest accounts, what we see is that people start using the product in a way where they're kind of giving the agent a much more unstructured like mandate, where they're saying, "Hey, my name is blank. My job title is X, Y, and Z, and the metrics I care about are like A, B, and C. Now, I want you to run every day on a 3-hour cadence or 4-hour cadence, right? Check through all of my databases and find revenue opportunities or like cost reduction opportunities for me." Like it's a very, very proactive model of like doing analytics. And it's this, it's essentially another way of thinking about it is like you run on a for loop and basically say, "Find me money, find me money, find me money" against your database over and over and over and over again. And that'll be what I try to help you guys demo and like set up today. Yeah, at scale, this means like at companies like Scale AI, we're able to like operate across like teams in finance, ops, growth, HR, in Slack and other environments. And it's just constantly dumping streams of info into teams like, "Hey, this person is overpaid," or they're a labor marketplace, so that makes more sense. But also their HR team actually does use it for that. Or like, "Hey, like this marketing campaign is like not like generating the right return, and so we should like size it down." Or, "Hey, like your I don't know, like these books look really bad and we should like redo them," or something. And so, yeah, to summarize again, this year, everyone's been using AI to write SQL. You've made these like interfaces that you can pass to business people, and then you've passed it to business people, and you said, "Here you go." And then the business people kind of just go say, "What do I do with this? What kind of questions do I ask? How do I begin to make sense of my database?" Right? Because like people don't really know who historically haven't really done analysis. And what we say is like, just tell it what your job is, tell it what your name is, tell it what you do, and the insights will be surfaced proactively to you, where you like offload a lot of the what kind of questions should I ask to the AI itself. Now, I know that's like a big very high bar to pitch and describe. And so this is actually, I have this like demo like set up. Essentially, if you go to this link, what it'll take you to is this Railway coded or like hosted like instructions for this workshop that I configured in the 15 minutes before I got here, or I guess an hour like, I've been like schizophrenic working on throughout the course of today. And it includes the ability, how you go to our website, and I'm going to be stepping through this essentially, but I should probably leave this up on the screen for a longer period of time. But it's a relatively straightforward URL. Also, this is going to be up afterwards, so if you want to follow along, I guess it actually like doesn't like isn't it actually that bad? And so what we have here, it seems like everybody's mostly got it. I see like one person with their phone up still, or two people, and that's it. Cool. Essentially, it talks to you through like how do you like create an account, how do you create a connector. In particular, in this environment, we actually have like some like public data called like CyberSyn data, like already hooked up. This is essentially like Snowflake, like public. It's like 700-ish tables. There's like labor trends, economic statistics, inflation statistics, like just, I think it's like just under 1,000 tables of like extremely messy, like nonsensical, like data, like very, very hard to like make sense of like data if you're like a business person. And then over the course of this demo, what you'll see is like you'll configure these databases. Here's going to be the content for it, and then you can also like, this is the kind of more ClawdBot part. You can connect to APIs. We have API connectors as you step through, and I'll actually just do this on the screen. So I'm narrating through this for the first time. But you can like set up these custom API connectors. We've provided you a couple like specific APIs to the Federal Reserve, economic data, U.S. agricultural statistics, and like the NASDAQ. And so like these keys are just like there. And like when you create this account, you'll be able to like set those up. And then you just create the agent and you say like, open up and start doing your new threads. And like, your first thread might be, hi, like this is my name. I work on this company. This is what I care about. Can you do some research into the databases that you have access to, all the different APIs that you have access to, and basically like bring me opportunities. Look is literally as simple as that. Like bring me opportunities on a regular cadence, and like tell me what I don't know on every day. So I'm gonna actually do that demo now. I'll kind of tab back to this afterwards. But yeah, when you ignore the doom, I'm gonna change the background to something more normal. But the once you're in the org, you'll go to connectors. You'll make sure your like Snowflake stuff is like hooked up. I hooked up 3 of them because it was testing or someone was testing. And then you hook up like your APIs. This is kind of the part that's like the most similar to like OpenClaw. I'll like pause here briefly to like cover it, and then I'll show you the cool demo. And it's that you can integrate these. You can add like arbitrary APIs and like auth tokens to this. So we have customers right now that have every single one of their salespeople has an account in our system, and they have like mapped their Salesforce API key, right, with like permissions only to that seller's deals to be able to inherit the read-write access of that seller into the system. And like all of this is like mapped through your Okta, your Azure Active ID. This is the like, how do you like, cool, now you can do analysis. Where do you take that? What do you do with that? And then you can like whitelist particular like queries, particular executions, particular URLs to make sure that like you're not giving the agent arbitrary ability to call like extremely insecure environments. Like we have a sandboxed proxy on top of the running environment that we're sitting on. And this way, like you can kind of have the agent like very safely integrate even with systems like AWS, GCP, and Azure, where we have customers have the agent like build out ETL pipelines against some of these APIs like on the fly. And that's all like kind of aesthetically cool stuff, but to show you like what it looks like at scale, I'm gonna just go back to the same prompt I said earlier. I'm gonna say, hello, my name is Ethan. Yeah. My name is, my job is, or I'm the TextQL. I want to find revenue opportunities, could do some research. I'm gonna just turn on like dashboard mode. I'm gonna send this agent off into the Ether, connected to all of those like data sets that I previously mentioned. I have a random like kind of chicken restaurant data set just to act as a example. So actually I'm gonna say like I work at this I don't know what happened to this is relatively new issue. Works at, I don't know, quick service chicken thing, Foghorn's chicken restaurant. Maybe I'll just say, yeah, I don't know, do revenue opportunities, like find me cool, I don't know, like marketing channels that I'm under investing in, or like things I'm spending too much money on, and yeah, go forth. And like you'll see the agent like spin up, and it's gonna do a lot of like it's gonna like explore some like analysis and like explore some context. I'll cover this later, but essentially it's gonna go through and essentially brute force your database and say like, you know, the same way that if I locked you in a basement and gave you a SQL terminal, and you've everyone here who's had Cloud Code write SQL against your database, you've seen this. It'll say, look at the information schema. Okay, look at all the tables. Cool, I see all the tables. Now look at all the columns. Cool, I see all the columns. Cool, I'm gonna see all the rows. Okay, this one has been like, you know, I'm gonna apply a histogram on this datetime column, and I see that like since 2022, this table hasn't been updated. I'm gonna prune that from the list and save that back to memory, and so that the next time this doesn't happen, so that your average query goes down, and the agent's getting smarter between every session. But yeah, no, it's just like going through. It's like found like some point of sale related data. It's found some like advertising data. It's just like doing a very, very, very wide, like unstructured search throughout the database to try to figure out like what kind of analysis can I find, what money can I find, right? Like here's all my data, right? I've made sure that you're not going to do crazy API calls to like, you know, like set all my money on fire or something. Just like literally like find directionally accurate like ways for like my business to like find more money. And as this runs, I'll show you like some like example like agents and insights that I've like set up earlier. But basically, as this is stepping through, this is a run I ran earlier. It's basically, I don't know what DMA is. Oh, I think it's like a district manager type thing. I guess there are like 11 districts that the chicken restaurant is spending like way too much money on, or like, you know, and then it found this insight. It does this analysis. Essentially, it's like, oh, like you should go into this. And it's then coming back and like building this dashboard for you to tell you exactly what you should do next. You should go into this exact system. You should like in the 11 like regions that you're spending too much money on. It's like Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, or something, where your return is like lower. You should like reduce the cost, et cetera, et cetera. This makes sense if you're an ads person. I'm not an ads person. But that's structurally like what you're getting at. Where you want to set up business agents that are able to directly tell your business people what to do next, because going back to the issue that we've all had, you give data insights to people, you find out that like people really don't actually want to be that data driven. They actually like, you know, often wanted someone to pull the data for them so that they could feel good about having somebody pull the data for them, and now they can feel like their decision is like really well informed by data, but in reality they were just looking for evidence that confirms their pre-existing biases the whole time. And yeah, that's the rough structure.